All right, I was talking to myself. Good to see you again. How are you? All good? Long time no see with some of you, but we have other teachers have just joined this meeting. So I want to throw at you a question, yeah, and a question for see what you think about it. It seems a very simple one, but actually this question is the reality for many students. And the question is the following. I've been studying English for 14 years and I'm still struggling and I haven't mastered the language yet. What's wrong with me? Okay, so this is something that is very simple, but we deal with it every day. Every day we have people that come frustrated and they think there is something wrong with them because they are incapable of learning English. So, what's wrong with them? Is there anything wrong with them? No. If it's not, if all's fine with them, then what's wrong?
Methodology.
Okay, I'm going to say something.
All right. Okay.
The way we
So,
teach.
sorry,
The way we teach. No?
the way you teach.
Yeah.
That's a
Not
very
me.
brave statement because not many people will say the way we teach. So, Adri, go ahead, develop this a little bit further.
Well, I have experience when I was learning French when I was a kid. I don't know if it's terrible teacher or I don't know if she wasn't able to teach kids. I don't know. I don't really know. But she blocked me, my brain. Like I hate French at the moment
Oh.
because the way she teach French, she make me, because she was very, I can say she was very tough, but I was 12 years old and
Mhm.
she gave us full of homeworks and it was nothing to be, I don't know, I didn't like it at all. And at the moment when I was trying to learn French, I have this block in my brain. So I'm referring to this, no, the way we teach or the way this teacher is teaching kids. Because for me, for example, I'm a good teacher, but I'm not good in kids. I know how to teach them. I did so many courses or whatever, but I'm not good in keeping the attention on kids of 3 years old or 5 years old in English. No, 1 hour or 2 hours. For me, it's very difficult. It's a challenge. On the other side, I can teach people or adults from 70 years old, which is a challenge too. But I think I have more skills to teach them.
Mhm. Well, can I ask you before we move on to Georgina and Alessia, but what was the method that your French teacher used to be so, you
Well,
know?
I think her method was based only on homeworks and grammar and techniques, which is fine. But she wasn't able to make me or another people interesting in this or try to learn. She was
Did you
she
not
had
learn at all? Did you not learn?
I quit.
You quit.
I quit. I just left. I said to my mother, I'm done with this. I can't do it.
Right. Okay.
And it is a
So,
very big class, so she couldn't get to us. We were just numbers. It's
mhm,
like I had a number, so when my mother went to talk to her, it's like, your daughter is 75. It was so impersonal. So
mhm.
the method for me, it was very impersonal.
Could have, could she have done better?
I mean, I'm no one to to judge how to teach because it's a hard thing. I could suggest her that mm, change. No, I don't know about her method. Maybe
Her attitude,
her
probably.
attitude. Her attitude more than it was too, like, for me it looks like a robot. Like I have to do this. I don't care if you learn or not. I don't care if you're attending or not. You're just a number, no?
Yeah, I see. I see. Georgina, how about you? What do you say?
Well, this question came up on Facebook a few days ago on these teacher things, whatever. and it said, what makes you want to learn a language, or what encourages you, what helps you? And I was reading, and then I just wrote, somebody who smiles at you, basically, and
It
who
helps a big deal.
waits for you to answer. I just wrote that, and everybody's like, right? So first of all, I say you have to like people. I think that's very important. Because from what Ali was saying, maybe like some people really know the language, the technical part itself, but then if they're unable to empathize with people, forget about it. But it's also important. I was thinking, I had a French teacher when I was young, a little girl, and then a German teacher. And the French teacher, okay, she was very technical. She was a very good teacher, and she tried to make it fun at sometimes. And the German teacher, she didn't know anything about German language, but she was really cool. So it's a fact of like keeping a balance, and empathy goes a long way. Connecting with people goes a long way.
Okay. In your
Methods,
opinion,
but really you have to, people struggle to learn a language. People get frustrated. People get disencouraged. Yeah, like Adri, you have to be there to, manage all of that really as a teacher, I think, but as a person, as a human. So you have to like humans, I think. Well, you have to like people.
Or know how to deal with these kind of problems.
So, and you have to know a lot of different techniques to deal with those problems differently with every person who is really different. So, and a part of teaching, actually, I think.
is it possible not to learn a language? Can that phenomenon happen at all?
I think it's impossible not to learn a language.
It's impossible not to learn a language, but
just
experiences.
we spoke about this last week. Just by imitating and relating and using maybe objects, there's a bunch of different ways. Yeah, but this is what Adi was saying, like, learning how to learn. I went to a conference about this, learning how to learn. And that's also a big thing, how we structure things for the students, how we present things, how we do it gradually. How do we wait if they're not really prepared for the next step? How we structure the acquisition of the language, really. And we have to know how to do that.
Right. So who plays the main role, so to speak, when non-learning happens, if I may say, yeah? The teacher or the student?
Half and half.
Is it a trick question of yours, Ramila? Is this one of your trick questions?
Yeah, because if we understand that, maybe we can shorten these 14 years. Yeah, my starting point was 14 years to not learn a language. How is that possible? Who's there to blame? I don't want to use the word to blame because it's very hard. No one is to blame, but what happens?
I think it's a teacher, really.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
You
but I will say 70-30, because the
70-30 who? 70?
the teacher, 30 the student. Because there is a part of the student that if he doesn't want, or he or she doesn't want to, it's like as much as you can put the effort and give your life to teach him or her, if they don't want to, if they look or they see this learning thing as obligation, as I, when I was a kid, my mother pushed me to do it. I didn't want it to do it. So I didn't do it.
Do you pass?
Well, we have the experience in Spain, of course. You can be years and years and years learning or trying to learn a language with no success. And it's actually methodology and system. I suppose like teachers are there as well, part of, the problem, but it's mainly, the way they teach English in schools, as if they're teaching history, as if they're teaching maths, as any other subject, like a dead thing. It's not something that you're supposed to use for something like to relate to people. And so, yeah, that's my opinion anyway.
Yeah. Reminds me of me trying to learn Latin. Yeah, it's the same. We start with vocabulary, then rules, then the declinations, then this, then that, and by the time you get to read a text, you're absolutely lost. There is, well, I don't know. So Maria Carmen has raised her hand. What do you think?
I thought, sorry, is it, how many Mari Carmens are there here? I want to make sure it is me, or is there any other colleague there?
There is another Maria Carmen,
Oh my
but
gosh. Okay,
you appear to me as Maria Carmen Gomez.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so let's do that. I'm not sure if it is the other colleague. Let's address to me Carmen and the other colleague Mari Carmen, and let's if you
all
want
right,
to.
Carmen. So we will ask Mari Carmen as well. Yeah.
Okay.
We
Yeah,
will.
yeah, yes, to be
So
on the safe side.
Go ahead, Carmen.
Yeah, thank you very much, really. I wanted to share, paying attention to what you all have shared and added here. I would like to add something else, and it is like, I think that there is something important we are missing, and it is the motivational factor. Motivation. We have been students as well, whatever subject. Talking about the language, I think it has to do as well with the part of the process as students we are. Apart from teacher and a student, we are human beings, and we are, there is chemistry. And it's true, sometimes there is no connection at all with the other person. I had gone through that experience with some students, like, oh my gosh, and it is happening. It happens. So it's like, okay, in those circumstances, like, okay, this is what is going on. That's it. Okay, we continue. There is a commitment, because it's like, I always say, based on my experience, like, I hate English. I did really hate it. It was not responsibility of the teacher by then. She taught it in a very, all just theory and vocabulary, the traditional grammar style. It was so boring that it didn't motivate me at all. So I used to say, like, I failed English even though en el patio del colegio, no? I'm not sure how do we say that, but, even though at the spare time, I used to fail it, I didn't like it. Until I met someone who helped me with my learning as well, yeah? Of, okay, you're good with your listening. Try to focus on that. And it worked. A specific time, yeah? What I want to say, a recap of what I have been saying is like, just it's important, again, to bear in mind that the students are human beings as us. There should be open communication, not closed doors to any student, like, okay, but instead talk about that and motivate, but ask yourself, like, I am so good as teacher, I'm motivating, I'm tailor-made, offering the content, the knowledge to that student. I'm helping him, her. I don't know if I'm making myself clear, but just something that, based on my experience, I think that that's something that we should bear in mind as well. Yeah, and I keep quiet.
I agree with you, but for that, I'll tell you what. We know that we have to motivate. And when we fail to motivate, it's not because we don't know that we have to motivate, but we don't know how to get to that stage. Yeah. So we think we're doing something funny and it's not. We think that we're engaging and it's not. Yeah. So this often lack of criteria is what make us make poor decisions. And this is, there are two roads here, guys. Yeah. The road of the status quo, where everything relies on or depends on the common sense of the teacher. Yeah. Because let's say that when we train people, when we train teachers, we give them some tips and strategies. Okay. Then depending on each individual, it can go better or worse. So, some people can be more motivating, some people can be less motivating. But this is not a system. Path was right. She was talking about methodology and system. This depends on how experienced I am, or how, how mature, it depends even on my maturity, experience and maturity. But this is not a system. To me, at least to me, we can't talk about a system when it all depends on how the common sense of the teacher or how experienced they are. We have to create and help that person to create that motivation in the student, no matter what. Yeah, so I can be someone that I can be very inexperienced, but if I'm given certain orientation, I can become the best for my class, right? So, for instance, I'm going to give an example. Maybe you've done training in your teacher training. I mean, maybe in your teacher training you were told to develop in students listening, writing, reading, and speaking skills. Am I right? All of us know that. All of us teachers know that. Translation or execution. I'm going to do it in every single class, no matter what the level is, because no one has ever thought or even maybe defied the status quo to say, well, no, I'm not going to do that in every single class because it's wrong. It's not leading to where I want people to go. Yeah. So more than motivating and being motivating and try to be happy all the time, I think is understanding that everything has its stages. Yeah, we have to motivate, of course. And we have to take that human approach, of course. But we have to understand that underneath every person lays an objective, and that objective is not to pass an exam, not to take a test, even though they have that necessity. If we prepare for passing an exam or taking a test, our decisions will be uncertain and they can demotivate. Yeah. For instance, I know that you have to pass an exam, therefore, I am forced to include writing at an early stage. We talked about it in previous meetings. Yeah. Why? Because the test will be written. Since your test will be written, I have to do it that way. So it's not that I'm a bad teacher, but I'm choosing a practice that is highly demotivating because the student is not ready. But I do understand, you guys mentioned it, all of you, that there has to be that magic, absolutely, and that learning happens when we are engaged and interested. If not, nothing good will. I mean, we learn no matter what, right? Even from the worst teacher ever, or the worst approach ever, we can learn. We learn. Now it's a matter of what road I will take, the 14 years road or something different. Okay, Brandon, what do you think? Because you've raised your hand.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Right. Well, I just wanted to say, I mean, on the topic, or well, on talking about Spain, I mean, I come from Namibia, and people like code switch 3 or 4 languages at a time. So the languages or people's multilingualism just comes out of, I suppose, necessity, or maybe just because it's a multicultural country. So if we talk about Spain, I think it's a little bit different, and we have to consider that where Spain was and where we are now and where it's going to be in the future is going to be totally different. Also, teachers are a byproduct of their time. What were teachers thinking 40 years ago about teaching English? What technology or methodologies did they have available to them? So obviously for us, we need to now think also a little bit further ahead of time and think what might be the needs of the students in the future, because obviously I think, at least in my opinion, that the students that I'm teaching, when they are going to be parents, they are going to have a very good level, not the level that their parents have. And so maybe as a knock-on effect, probably their children will have an even better level as well. So I think we can blame the teachers and the methodologies, but what did the teachers know? I mean, what do we know now? What are the resources and things that we have available to us? It's only what actually is there, unless we create something different.
Unless we create something different. I wanna keep that sentence, yeah, because we're here to precisely be the alternative of the 14 years of learning with no success. So we definitely have a chance to create something different. Mari Carmen, you had raised your hand before. What do you think?
Hi. Well, I agree.
Hi.
Hi to everyone. Hi, Carmen. I wanted to say that I agree 100% with everything that's been said so far. And what I'm going to say is probably not new. I just wanted to say that I've come across teachers that complained about teachers at school that said, well, kids can't learn English because the way we have to teach them. Right, so they're the ones that were complaining about the system, but they had no choice but follow the rules. So I am assuming, if we assume that a teacher is there because the teacher likes teaching, otherwise it's kind of like wrong game, and is motivated and loves the challenge of finishing a class and being able to say they got it and they're happy. I'm assuming that any teacher wants that. If you don't have the right system, it doesn't matter how good of a teacher you are, really. And these teachers that I'm talking about that I spoke to went to another place. They were the same people with the same knowledge, sorry, yet they could follow a different system and they were happier because they saw the results. So at the end of the day, I think everything is important. Every factor takes place and has a role, but probably the system is the key thing here for in order to be able to teach and get results.
Mm-hmm. I agree 100% with you as well. In my mind, I'm making the association of you can use, different tools. You can, well, a classic is that you can take a horse to go from Barcelona and Madrid to Madrid, or you can take a plane. It will make a difference. It will be different. So the tool definitely conditions and ensures different experiences there. I absolutely, the system is very important. I'm happy that you see it that way as well, because, and that you want to do something different. Yeah. Georgina, what about you? You've raised your hand again?
See, again. Because I've been thinking about this since you mentioned it a few days ago. I'm sorry what I'm going to say. I'll be very harsh. Yes, it is a teacher's fault. I'm sorry. About the schools and the dropping out of the bilingual system at schools. Many examples. I have an aunt who's like, she's retired now. She was an English teacher. She's never spoken in English with me in her life. When I was at the academy and the kids were saying to me, oh, but our English teacher does not speak English at school. And I was shocked. So they're actually teaching English in Spanish. And another class, I was like, blah, 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 blah. And they're like, teacher, what's the problem? Oh, but you speak in English, of course, only in English, of course. So yes, I'm sorry, it is the teacher's fault in a part, and some part in the public Spanish schools. How can you not speak in English? So the way I see it, make it natural. And I'm listening to all of you, and I completely agree. But teachers are models as well. We're not like machines who are like teaching, language and grammar. We are models, and I try to make it very natural and very spontaneous. And that's also what helps us teach better, I think. Mm-hmm. And if a teacher doesn't want to speak English to her students, I don't care what method they're using, but I'm sorry, they're not going to be good teachers for me.
So we have the stance, Mari Carmen, that says that, and Paz mentioned it, it's on the system. Then Georgina says it's on the teacher. Maybe.
Well, I guess there's no mathematical formula. That would be there's no magic formula, I guess. There's a lot of, we spoke a lot of with a lot of variables here. So
okay, maybe we've had a teacher, actually Mari Carmen kind of said so. Maybe we have a teacher that with a different system would produce different results. Maybe we have to give them different tools so that we have different results as well. And let me tell you something, just to start recapping. We have all learned a language, at least one, from our parents. Our parents weren't teachers. Our parents were just talking to us and trying to figure out, to make sense when we were very young of what we meant when we weren't using the language right. Yeah, when we were starting to speak but not getting there yet, they still understood, and they helped us by using their language They were helping us acquire it. It happened in a natural way. Yeah, it happened naturally. We've been talking why kids, or if kids learn faster, and it's not we have the same capacity as adults and as kids, only that yes, the system or the system has changed, or there was a lack of system. Yeah, so I agree with you. Systems are super important. The way we the contacts that we create for our students will make the whole difference. And there are two roads, believe me, the one that finishes in 14 years of fruitless learning, or the one that is much faster. And I'm not saying this road is obscenity, but we are trying to create it for our students. Yeah, I'm not saying we have done it, here we are to save the world. No, all I say is let's defy these 14 years, because maybe it's all about the wrong order. Yeah, if we don't respect the natural order, first I understand, or first I listen, then I imitate, then I understand, and then I speak, and last I write. If we try to change that in order to pass an exam, make our students write before they're ready, or ask them to do things that they're not interested in, that's what takes to the road of the 14 years. Yeah, we're here to change that. This is what I would like to do with you guys, with your help. Yeah, the road that shortens that period. Yeah, the road that doesn't frustrate a student and situates them in the area of interest. Right, so I will finish with a quote, because maybe you know, do you guys know Robert Frost, the poet, The Road Not Taken? The finishing lines, yeah, the finishing lines, he says, two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. Yeah, so we are here to make the difference, to take the other road, not the road that leads to the 14 years, but the road that in 3 years we're good to, or the student is good to go. Yeah, we don't want chronicle clients here, chronicle patients. So any questions, any final words from you before we go? No? Right. Okay. So thank you all. Thank you for participating. In 2 minutes, we're back with evolution. Yeah, stay here in evolution.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye. Hey guys, hey again, hi. So let's continue with evolution. So evolution is the part where we need our, all the people that work in the back end, but so important, their presence is so important. Then that when something is not working quite right, then we are kind of panicking and need them desperately. So we have Fernando, he's the CTO of Oxinity and taking care of all the technology that we use. And to him, we can address all the needs of that we've been talking about, some things that you need, some things that you would like to have. So you have the chance, he's here with us, you have the chance to address your needs to him personally.
Hi everyone.
Hello.
First, I would like to apologize because yesterday we had a lot of problems with the server. The problems that now we have fixed it, but I hope didn't cause you too many problems. So anyway, if you know any problem what that you think are not related with this performance problem yesterday, we would like to know about them. So if you have any problem.
Okay, so Sam, go ahead.
Yeah, hi everybody. I'm not sure if it's related to this problem yesterday with the server because it started happening a few days ago, but the ability to mute students in class hasn't been working for me for a few days.
Okay.
It was fine last week, but yeah, this week I haven't been able to mute people, which gets stressful sometimes.
Okay, I go to check it.
Thanks.
But your own mute, to mute your own microphone or the student one?
To mute the student microphones.
Okay.
Yeah, because I mean, obviously with children and stuff, they can be quite noisy sometimes. So, yeah.
Yeah, I know. Okay, perfect.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. What else? Any other suggestion or request? No? How has the user experience been with the platform?
Yeah, I mean, it's been...
What do you think can be better for you?
Yeah, I mean, if we're talking about this, like since I joined last year, there's been a noticeable improvement in almost everything. So congratulations, guys. Dealing with like the way that the activities refresh sometimes can still be a bit of a challenge. For example, there are some classes that don't have, for example, a topic, one of those yellow topic activities in them. And
yeah,
if it doesn't have a yellow topic activity in there when you open up the class on the day, it'll never have a yellow topic activity ever again, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, it's permanently disappeared. And sometimes I've refreshed like an activity because it was empty or something like that. It's disappeared from the class. And for that group, it's never reappeared again.
Right. Let me explain to you why that happens, because this is not a technical glitch. This is actually a coordination issue. So we create our activities from scratch. Well, not all of them, but the topics are related to current issues and news. Therefore, every single week, we have to create a certain amount, as many as 5, 5 topics, 5 different topics for kids, for teenagers, for low-level students, for high-level students, and for business. So the production of topics is massive on a weekly basis. If only one topic is delivered after the deadline, that means that the system doesn't have a reposition alternative. Yeah, the topic is missing. This doesn't happen with vocabulary and structures because we have a lot of activities, better or worse, this is arguable, but a lot of activities to use in class. Yeah, they are not related to current news or not. Yeah, they're just vocabulary or grammar. They don't have an expiration date. While topics have to be produced pretty much in real time and delivered in real time. So if we have a delay, a slight delay, then it causes a huge problem for the rest of you guys. So here is a request from me. Sometimes you forget about them for whatever reason, but please mind the deadline. It's very important. And then I'm forced to call Mark, who has joined. Hi, Mark, and tell him, Mark, I desperately need an activity for by tomorrow, for instance. So yeah, it's my request is let's please mind very much the deadline. It's very important. Yeah, so that we don't have the situation that Sam just described. Having topics is 1/3 of the class is a topic. If we don't have it, then we will struggle and we will try to stretch the other two elements, which is grammar and vocabulary, and we're going to probably take the student from the area of interest to the area of demotivation, what Carmen was talking about. Yeah, so a slight mistake or error in delivery can cause that. So yeah, this is very important that we have things on time. Okay, so what else? I actually have a, maybe it's not the right place, but since it comes from a teacher, that request, Fer, for you, I'm going to mention it here, and then we're going to talk about it. Because we're now working, or the guys, the IT department is working a big deal on improving the game so that it's synchronized with the classes. And now we're revising all the content there and the issues, sub-issues, and trying to offer something consistent and attractive. I was asked whether the vocabulary activity, the vocabulary exercises, can have a sound, because it's true that sometimes we ask for what is the meaning or what stands for whatever, and people want to hear the sound. So if that's possible, this is a request from a teacher.
I don't understand one thing about that question. If you need to have this sound in the web class.
No.
Or where?
Yes. In the game for the students.
Ah, okay.
When they practice, yeah, to identify the right word, if the sound of the words can be as well there.
Yeah, we can make it.
Okay.
Totally possible.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Any other?
Question, please. Oh, sorry, Pat.
Oh,
who was
okay?
No, you go ahead.
All right, thanks. It's not long. Thanks. I was just thinking, are we able to? Do we have any analytics behind when our students actually use the game? When they log on, which was the day that they used it the most? How much time did they spend on the game mode?
Actually, yes, we have a report about the use of the game because we have the answer of the students.
Right.
When the game is available. Available, gracias. Normally the students end the game in 1 week. So that is so great for the app because it's so useful and the users like to play the game. But we are changing all the game to make it little bit more attractive, or give more feedback to a student about what is they learning and what is the wrong in the student to improve. Okay.
Right. I was just thinking that if when the student goes in the game mode and they something popped up, like a window popped up and asked them like which day or which hour is better for you to play the game. That could be something useful, and then at that specific day and time, the system could possibly send like a push notification to the student just to remind them. Is that
actually,
possible?
actually now we're working at the mailing reports
Mm-hmm.
to remind the student what they need and when they need to make activities. For example, if they have a class in next day, they can make a game to improve his next class, because we are showing material from his next class.
Okay.
So we are working to make that notification. For the moment, just email ones, but we can make a pop-up notification, but no for
And
them.
just one more thing before I forget. Is it possible for us to maybe see our students those analytics, that data perhaps on the IMF facility?
Yeah. That is actually we are what we are making is analytics about the student, about what is they learning, what is what they have to improve,
Yeah.
all of that,
So
and we are planning to let you know about that information of the student.
all right, okay. Because at the moment, all you can see is those percentiles of is it the structure and what is the other thing?
Yeah, the vocabulary.
Yeah,
Mhm.
the vocabulary, just the cake percentage. But if you click there, can see the details things. In this particular vocabulary, you have a good, or you are ended, or something like that.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you too. Paz?
Hi, I don't think this is the first time that we've requested this about the video playing. I never use videos in my classes, in open classes, if there are more than one student, because of the fact that they all have to click to start the video. And it's very difficult for me to manage, especially with children, with kids, what the pace when they stop. And so if it will be some way so I can control, actually, like click on the video, starts, and then when stops and all that, like me controlling the video for the whole class, that would be brilliant. That would be a start for me to start using videos, because I don't use videos because of this reason.
That's a good idea, Paf. I think because sometimes you hear the echo of other.
Sorry, two things there. First thing, I suggest to don't use video in the class, because we know about Ramila think about the video in the class. That is not for the class. Another thing is it's really difficult to control the students' videos for timing, for update things, and the type of connection of the students. Because if the student have a bad connection, you can play, but the student video is not playing or something like that. It's really tricky. But because the system are not thinking about the students watching videos in the class, we are not focusing in that thing.
Okay, yeah, I perfectly understand the two reasons that you give me anyway. One, because of the open classes is half an hour. There's not really, if you play a video in a half an hour class, then you miss the half of the class. And it's also, like the benefits are not worth the work that you have to invest, I suppose, and the resources and the network that we need to use. So that's fine. I completely understand. Thank you.
Always think path always think, am I necessary when they listen to a video or not? And in class, we do what it's absolutely necessary for you to do, you know, or more than for you to do, where you make the whole sense. Yeah. While listening like that, they can do it on their own.
Yeah. That's what I normally suggest them to do. You know, if you can prepare your classes, that would be lovely, because you have this video or whatever. And it's true that it's not always the case, but some of the videos are really good, you know. some
of the video, but that's a very good point. Since they're very good, and Fernando, let's link it to what Fernando just said. So the platform being able to send them or to show material that they are still to cover. Yeah, so it's not going to be just for consolidating knowledge, but to advance knowledge. So there, the video will play its role. It will be perfect, and it will be amazing if a student watched the video beforehand and then and comes to your class and talks about it, and then you have a very good ground for, you know, challenging them. So this is what we have to achieve. Okay. Georgina? No, thank you.
Okay, well, I think somebody asked me this week if we could see the students' progress, but I think I need a tutorial. I'm very embarrassed because I've never seen that pie chart in my life to keep track of the students' progress. So I don't know if it's there, how to see it, and how to use it.
Give me a second, and I'll show you.
And then on the other hand, I'm sorry, this is not for Fernando, I guess, but this week there's been so many empty activities, or I've had so many, I promise, like every single day, every single class, one activity that was empty, at least. And then there's this one activity that kept on sending to recycle, and it came again in the class. And so I was always recycling the same activity.
Okay.
But I'm sorry, I can't tell which one it is. I don't do my homework well enough.
Well, it would be nice to have a screenshot or a screenshot maybe, so that we can track the problem.
Jonathan, are you there? We can check what activities are sending to recycle in the list.
Yes, I'm here. Yes, absolutely. We can take a look.
Okay.
But it would be easier.
Just like for check if it's the same activity or if a lot of activities empty.
Yeah, we'll take a look to that. But whenever this happens, please just write it down so we can just find it much better. But yeah, absolutely, we can take a look of these activities are being recycled or something, and.
Yeah, they might show up again today, so I will definitely do that.
Excellent.
Georgina, here is what I wanted to show you. Yeah, here is what we mean in the game. Yeah, they start playing, and these are the two cake charts. Yeah. So here is where
that we can't see that as teachers, can we?
You can see it for your own students.
No.
Got it. Somebody asked me if, as a teacher, can we see the students' progress?
They can see it for their clients, I think.
Where?
Here. Hold on a second.
I think you can, you see it with your clients, but you only see the percentage that they've actually progressed. So you don't really see anything else.
Let me find something that I can show you. Just a minute.
Because I was talking about predicting the date they will reach a certain level, which is kind of cool. But then somebody said, okay, how can I,
actually,
as a teacher?
If you wanna see something, I can prepare and show you what are working on. Let me start. Okay, it's getting a couple.
Yeah, you're right. We see the percentage. Okay, so I'll show you where, but it's true that we see just the percentage. So
of the clients or the students?
Well,
Your
it's for your clients in the tab called students. Yeah, so
Vale.
here you have a list and then you see the percentage. You see?
Yeah.
A
Yeah.
percentage.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe here we can display. Wow. We have a student that has done almost 100% here.
But we are working now about get a lot of information of this percentage, not just the percentage.
Okay.
Information about when is coming to end the level, what they need to end the level, what they need to get the next level, if they are working this week or not. A lot of information.
This is a percentage from the game. This is what they're doing on the game.
No, it's just from the game. It's a combine in the game and the class.
Okay, and then that percentage is based on what? Like, what is 100%? Is that 100% of B2, of B1, of C1?
It's 100% of all the objectives they have in the full plan. It's finally is the final of the P5. This percentage. But we can show you the percentage about the levels now.
Okay.
Now we are working on that. It's just to end it that thing.
Maybe next meeting we can show you how it works.
Yeah. Now I can show you a little bit thing if you want, or it's too late.
Yes, please show us.
No. Yeah, we want to know.
Okay. Just 1 second to start the dev server. And let me show you.
How long does it take? How often does that I want to say that is that algorithm, how often does it update? I mean, like, let's say if a student has just done a class, how long does it take for that percentage to change? Does it happen in real time?
Yes, real time. If you answer a right thing, that the percentage is changed.
Right. So then basically after this, we've taught a class and we do the review of the class, each activity. We say, okay, this student did it well, this activity not so well. Then that also then automatically updates.
Yeah. If you have the percentage page, open it, and you click a smile in another way, in a class attendance or in a smile sync, you can see actually the percentage move.
Right.
Is the real time. Let me. Let me load. It's not loading.
If you want, meanwhile, if there is any other thing while Fernando is trying to show you guys, any other requests for him? Okay.
Well, I have this thing with the complementary work, but as always, I don't really care because I manage. But the thing is, I do an activity, I correct it, whatever, and then there's this pop-up that says activity is empty. Okay, I close that. But then to select the next activity, I have to reload.
Refresh.
Or refresh.
Yeah,
you have to refresh. Let me automatically go to the next one. And it's a silly, stupid thing because it's not a big of a deal, but it does happen. And Path, it happens to you too? Yeah.
Yeah, it's coded that way, but I'm writing it down to look.
Not an issue, but it is there.
I can show you now something. Okay, now that is a graphic thing about this information. Okay. This is a width we have to make because when the system know about what is my final date objective, I can match what have to do per week. So we can show you if the student is late in or front to the week goal, no? If I make something right, okay. Lesh. What the fuck is Lesh?
The second, Fer.
Okay. Sorry about that. Okay. Now you can see the student is moving. Okay. That is just the graphical thing about we own work. It's just you make a smile today and you progressive move and something like that. But we have a lot of data behind that. Data of your classes, your objectives, your level, your current progress. That full information we can show you in different ways. With this way, with a student running on something like that, and then we can show you in real data for a teacher. For a teachers, don't go to show this thing, and it's no practical to you. So for you, we are going to show you what is the percentage of his withdrawal, his current withdrawal. That means if the students is working this week or not. We can show you the percentage of level. Let me change something here to see another view. Percentage level here. Okay. Now I have just the P5 level because this thing is on before, I think. But if not, you can see if this guy is on S1, for example, you can see the P2 flag here. So if you see the P4 or the P2 flag, that means we know what they need to get the P4. So we can show you what they percentage or time or smiles or whatever you want need to get P4. So that is the information behind that we are talking about.
Okay, great. So hopefully we can, well, let's not talk about ending date of that, but if we can show them, if we can make a demonstration next time, it would be awesome. We'll prepare it. Okay, so thank you guys. It's the end of our meeting today, of our Friday talk. Thank you, Fernando. Thank you, all of you guys, for your opinions and participation. And I will see you next week, next Friday. Have a great weekend. Bye. Bye-bye. Bye.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye. Thanks. Cheers.
Thanks. Bye-bye.